I'm Francois from Production Music Live, today with Producer Notes, and we're taking a look at the Afro House style of a track by Diplo and Hugel and Malou, based on a track called Lullabies by Yuna, and the track is called Forever. And we have a reverse engineered project file here in the style using only Ableton stock effects and instruments plus Serum, using different harmonies and melodies and a different vocal, and PML samples. So we have a quick arrangement overview. At the beginning we have an intro part. And then we are going to the first verse here. I'm playing a different vocal together with these elements.
Everything that I am, everything that I've been. No, I tried, but I can't tame her.
And then the drums come back in.
Get you off my mind, but I can't stop. Baby, I just wanna take you to the top.
And then we are falling into the first drop, chorus. And then the hook.
All the time, wherever you will go, I will follow you. On my side, all the time.
And then the second part of the hook, and then we go into this little bridge before the break.
Everything that I am, everything that I've been. No, I tried, but I can't tame her.
And then some muted guitars come in, and then we go into the build-up part.
Get you off my mind, but I can't stop. Baby, I just wanna take you to the top. Forget everything around us for a while. I just wanna have you by my side. Gonna get you off my mind, but I can't stop. Baby, I just wanna take you to the top.
And in the build-up, the kicks were low passed, and now they're back all the way there in the drop when everything is playing, and then the hook plays again one more time.
All the time, wherever you will go, I will follow you. On my side.
And the second time, and then we go into the outro. And then you can mix into the next track in your DJ set. So quick look at the groups. In the drums group, we have this action. Lots of percussion action going on. This is our bass line, a sustained one. Instruments group. It's a bit blurry. This one is kind of on purpose in this track. And then there's a vocals track here.
All the time, wherever you will go, I will follow you.
With some vocals from the PML Afro House Academy. And then we have this effects group here with risers and noises and uplifters. And then we have the sends that go into this sidechain here, and it's send effect, the reverb, 5.4 seconds. It's an echo delay 3x3 all the way up, and a bright longer reverb 7 seconds long. And these get sent into this one, sidechained, and then sent to the master. And so who are the artists? Hugel from Marseille, France, is a DJ and producer known for Bella Ciao, which became a European hit. He has this blend between house beats and Latin influences, tracks like Morenita. He's playing major festivals like Tomorrowland, EDC Las Vegas, and many more. Diplo, known for Major Lazer, his dancehall project, also for Jack U with Skrillex, formed the label Mad Decent, very popular DJ. Malou, the singer of this one, is known for Breathing with Niels Hoffman and Ben Böhmer. And it's all based on the track Lullabies by Yuna. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the most important elements of the style. Learn the rules first so you can break them later. And we might also be able to pick up some of the thinking behind the style. So I'm quickly copying the kicks over to the back here. We have two parts, a top one. From this percussive Afro House kick, we're using the mid part from that one. And we're using the bottom part of this kick here. Shorten this one so it's not too long. We leave room for that sustained bass and some other tom elements that come later. And together, just emphasizing a bit on this boxy part here. It feels that this drumming and kicks and stuff feel a bit more boxy, and then some saturation on top. And now we can already take a look at our snares that are defining the groove here. Taking a look at the automation curves here, this one has to go back up. And so that's our pattern, da 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 da. So it's very marchy, Latin type pattern. And we have this one snare element for the top. And this one has a decay time in the reverb here of around 1 second. And we carved out this higher frequent part of that sample. That's always relative to the samples that you're using. Below that, we have this percussive element down here that goes together. And we're rolling off the low end unwanted frequencies. And we have this part. That's an interesting sound as well. And we are layering that all together. And then a bit of saturation on top. And this auto filter is being used in the arrangement, you can see, to bring it in and out over time. And below that, with the same pattern, at times we're moving in these toms here. Let's quickly take a look at those. But that only happens before main drops. This is the same pattern. Quite unusual sound, but this is very interesting in this track, this tom low end that's going on here. And we're carving out some resonant frequencies here of this sound, which would be like this. Yeah, pretty crazy. But it has an interesting tail. Let's put it together. But this one is not playing all the time, so I'm quickly taking it off. We have two other tom sounds that go together. So these two. We had this in our snare pattern, da 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 da, and we are not emphasizing on the first one, but on that one and on that one, and we are not playing the one that sits on the kick. So that's a very short tom sound, and we're using the upper part of it and the transient, and below that we have this one. And this one is sitting here right before the 4 and on the 1.4.2. And again, this would be the pattern dot dot dot. And we're not playing the first or the on beat, we're playing the area around it to have it nicely moving together with everything. Okay, so very pumping, very driving already. And now we have a bunch of shakers that are playing along as well. Let me copy those over. They are here for the groove. So this one is playing the third position, mainly here emphasized. Let's solo this one quickly. And the second one is... this one is a bit more all over the place. And filling in the gaps. also playing a tambourine here in our cymbals. Let's quickly listen to that one. Very short. And we're automating the fade out of the one-shot setting here with this LFO. And then we're rolling off all this unnecessary information because this is where our snares are sitting, this is where our toms are sitting, and then we are also sending it with the auto pan around your ears from left to right and carving out some higher frequencies here on the sides. Very good setup already grooving, and we have a closed hi-hat. Playing the 16th notes, nothing crazy, just all the way through, and we're not taking too much of the transient and just fading this part in. We don't want too long of information here from this sample. And then another hi-hat below that. It's actually interesting. Let's quickly turn off the shakers and just listen to what this one is doing together with the other elements. And together with the shakers. Not 100% sure if it's really necessary to play this one. Let's take a look at the hi-hat loops here. These ones. This one is nice here for an interesting loop pattern. And we have another one here. What is this one doing? Another 16th one. So we're really filling up the frequency range here. Okay, so much for the hi-hats and cymbals. And I'm moving over to these percussions here that are also super interesting. Quickly copying over these elements and going to the first one, which sits right at the end of the 2-bar loop. And it does this funny stuff. Sample also has a funny tail. And again, rolling off the low frequencies here. And then we have another one. This one with the long reverb. We're sending this one into this return channel here at -7.8. Let's see if we can hear it. Yeah. And that's where the Atmo gets a bit blurry in the background. Okay, and what do we have here? Another one of those, pitched down. This one is pitched down. And these do a Q&A, question, answer, call, response. And then this one here serves as foley below. And this is how you can make your loop, your 2-bar loop, sort of interesting with these little percussive elements. Okay, quickly copying that all the way through so we always have it in there. And that's basically already our main drum setup. And then we just have this reverse crash here, which leads into the drop, and the crash that crashes on the drop. Okay, let's take the bass line below it. Very simple sound here, just a reese. a reese bass from sine waves, and we have this one in oscillator B that is playing 5 voices, and here we are playing 1 voice, and in the sub we are also playing 1 voice, all through a filter, low pass filter. And that's our effects section, a bit of the boosted high frequencies here. And then we're sending that through the compressor, emphasizing on these frequencies for the mix. And this is our sidechain element. And here we have an auto filter that enables us to filter that thing in and out over time. In our arrangement, you can see in the breaks, we are bringing it down so it doesn't have too much high information. And in the drop parts, we are playing also the high frequencies of the sound. And this is our low cut during the break parts. Okay, all together. Yeah, we're playing E, C sharp, G sharp, and F sharp. This one feels like it's never really resting, it's constant movement. We will see that in the chords in a second. If we go over to the instruments group and we take a look at the piano, I'm copying that over. It's the Ableton Grand Piano. Okay, let's take a look at the setup here. Let's assume we're in G sharp minor. Our first chord is E major. I'm bringing up E quickly and bringing down G sharp. And now we can see we have E is our root note of this chord. Then we have 3 semitones in between, then G sharp and then B, and that's a major chord. And then we're playing an octave higher of the E up here, bringing it back down and bringing this one back up. Different voicing. That's our first chord. Our second chord is, we have C sharp down here as our root note. Can I zoom this in so we can see them all? These are our notes here. We're in C minor 7th. I'm bringing this one up. And I'm bringing down G sharp. And now we can see the 7th chord here. We have C, a minor third towards E, then a major third towards G sharp, and a minor third towards B. And that's a minor 7th chord. Beautiful. And then we have this one voiced up one more time. It's our third up here. So bring this note back up and bring our root note back down. And you can see the velocities are a bit lower for the bass notes here and a bit more emphasized for the higher ones. And if you want to learn more about harmonies and chord progression, we have a full course on PML called Music Theory for Melodic House and Techno with great tutors going really into detail how to write chords and melodies. Check the links in the description. Also check the links in the description for this project file. It's part of the Afro House Sound Pack added in there as well. The next chord starts with G sharp. Let's bring it up and we can see we have another minor chord here, G sharp minor. And this is our minor third followed by major third. And then we're bringing G up an octave and we're bringing the 5th up an octave as well. And so very simple chord, bring this back down. And our last chord is an F major. And there's no higher note here, so we have these 5 notes. That's an interesting chord as well. Let's bring F up an octave and C sharp up an octave as well. And now we can see it's an F major, 3 semitones in between, followed by 2 semitones in between towards the 5th. So that's the 3rd and that's the 5th. And we're also playing the 6th. And we are playing the 9th on top here as well. So this is an F major added 6th plus a 9. So an F major 9 chord added with an added 6th. Beautiful. Bringing everything back down. So let's play them all together. And this one sounds like it's always on the go. And you can also play it slightly differently by, you know, playing the chords a bit earlier at times, what we did here in the beginning. If we are quickly listening into this part, just the piano. So we are playing the second chord and the 4th chord a bit early. That makes it also more interesting at times. That's how you can sort of play the almost same chord progression in a track, then in different patterns, and it still keeps sounding interesting.
Everything that I am, everything that I've been. No, I tried, but I can't tame her.
Okay, so this is our piano element. Let's take a look at the plucked notes, maybe this muted guitar thing here first, which is the 1-note pattern equivalent here in this track. Playing this pattern and playing our root note. Basic MG waveform here, wavetable moved around a bit. And a pluck sound with envelope 2 controlling the filter here, making it plucky. Envelope 1 is also very short, with a very short decay time here as well. Making sure we have a plucky sound, and we're sending that through the reverb and through the delay here on the send. And cleaning up the low end. And this gets accompanied by a second pluck. D sharp, our 5th in this key. Just playing that as the beginning, as this type of, yeah, it's kind of like a tin licker track. Tin licker does that often, playing 1 note at the beginning and just like keeping it through a reverb tail a bit longer in there. But it's better than, you know, filling up the frequency range with playing a full note all the way through. Simple saw waves here. Again, envelope looks like this, envelope 1, and we're sending that through a low pass filter. Bit of distortion and a reverb on that sound as well. Part of the Afro House Pack preset part, which is this Afro House Pack. This project file gets in there as well. Sample pack in there, serum presets in there, MIDIs in there, everything you need to produce proper Afro House tracks. Okay, and we also have a melody pluck on top of that sitting here. That's the actual typical Afro House sound. And so what's the setup of this sound? We have a saw wave and a square wave combined. Again, plucky setup here in envelope 1 and also even more plucky in envelope 2, controlling the filter cutoff. And we're also sending that through our send and return channels. And let's quickly take a look at the pattern. This one, a bit more unusual, is playing not one note all the way through, not the root, not the fifth, but we are actually playing alternations of the fifth and the root with these slight turnovers here with the sixth. And the first two ones here are playing together with the snare pattern. So if we play that. And below that we have a noise section that just plays noise on top of the sound. Giving it this percussive vibe to the sound, and we're using the alpha noise here, and then also again controlling that with a low pass filter plucky setup. And sending it through the same effect, so these are consistent together. And we can also automate this one over time. So the mod wheel opens up the filter. If we quickly look at the matrix, the mod wheel controls the filter cutoff. Okay, now we have a bunch of pad sounds playing the piano along. This one is for the deepness. Chords voiced slightly different here. We are just emphasizing on this part. Sort of when reverse engineering a track, you're looking at, well, there were some frequencies down there. So let's put in this sound here also from the preset part of this pack with a saw rounded and a pulse wave next to it. And we have a slower attack time here, 500 milliseconds. And we're taking off the high frequencies and the low frequencies on that sound. Okay, higher pad sound here. Let's listen in. And this one is moving a bit more, but also has a very slow attack. Again, this one is even slower. So it takes this sound time to get active and then it starts moving. And that helps to bring your track alive somehow. Because first you listen to the piano and then towards the end, this thing is coming in. Yeah, and adds this fluffy feeling towards the end of the chords always. Okay, and we have something called Rhodes below that. Same progression as the piano sound and dreamy vibes here with two sine wave setups. And yeah, no longer attack time here. This one comes in quite suddenly already and it's being sidechained here. Okay, so that's the setup. On top of that, we are not using the original vocal here. We are using one from PML Vocals from the Afro House Academy. There's a full vocal pack in there. Afro House Start to Finish Academy. This one here. It's where we picked out this sample.
Get you off my mind, but I can't stop. Baby, I just wanna take you to the top.
And basically, this one doesn't really fit perfectly here, but it's just to illustrate how you could work. You have something with quick syllables, and then you have something with a bit more sustained parts after that.
Forget everything around us for a while. I just wanna have you by my side. Gonna get you off my mind, but I can't stop. Baby, I just wanna take you to the top.
Not focusing too much on the vocal here, we will have a full playback at the end of the video, and in the effects section quickly we have this riser. Moving up the pitch bend here with two oscillator A and oscillator B both playing saw waves with lots of voices. And basically we are just using the pitch bend here to bring the pitch up. Over time and introduce our drop, and this gets combined with noise. And an uplifter. This one is custom built with the alpha noise here from Serum and the filter. This one controlled by the mod wheel. So if we look at the matrix, mod wheel controls the filter cutoff here. And then the same thing the other way around as the down lifter.
I can't stop. Baby, I just wanna take you to the top. Forget everything around us for a while.
Okay, so summing up the key elements, we have almost a pop arrangement where we have the first verse, then we have the first chorus, and then the second part of a chorus or verse here. Then we have the break part, again playing the verse, vocals, build up, and again a drop, which is the chorus part again, the hook part again, and in front of that we have intro, and behind it we have outro, so we can mix that into a DJ set. And in the beginning we have low cuts here on the kicks. So and we're doing the same thing with our bass. The bass is also cut. And then at bar 9. Okay, so that's the arrangement. The key elements are some more boxy kick. Then definitely this Latin snare setup going together with the kicks here. And even combined with tom elements below. And then making it even more interesting with these 3-4 percussion elements. That one with the long reverb. And the foley here. Very Latin, very marching. And then we have tambourines and shakers. the groove, and then we're filling out the frequencies of this drum loop with hi-hat loops. And that's already the drum setup. A sustained bass goes together with that. And then we are trying to make our pianos and pads and Rhodes together a bit dreamy and blurry. And combining that with the mid and high pads. You could also argue that we could copy the MIDIs here in a way that this also starts at the beginning of the next bar. But then again, these pad sounds have such long attack times, doesn't really matter. In this case, this more moving pad sound here comes in a bit early with its movement that was controlled by this LFO here. And the typical one note element is played with the muted guitar thing. And we are playing this lead element here at the beginning. And on top of everything, the lead melody pluck and the noise that goes together with it. Yeah, and then we're just throwing in the vocal, which is highly processed and format shifted and pitched in the original. That's super interesting. We just copied a PML vocal in here to have something to demonstrate this.
Get you off my mind, but I can't stop. Baby, I just wanna take you to the top. Forget everything around us for a while. I just wanna have you by my side. Gonna get you off my mind, but
Okay, so there's that. This is the quick takeaway from the key elements of this style. If you want to learn more about Afro House production, we have a full start to finish Academy pack here for Afro House with project files, a full album of arranged tracks in Afro House, a sample pack with a nice full vocal pack in there with all kinds of voices, phrases, vocal phrases, whatever you need in dry and wet. So great song starters for you, and also start to finish courses on how to write these piano chords and melodies, how to set that up. Also, feel free to check out the Afro House Sound Pack deeper love, where this project file gets thrown in there as well. The course Music Theory for Melodic House and Techno, which should be super interesting. And if you just want to get it all, take a look at the PML Everything bundle. So I hope you enjoyed this little session. Let's have a full playthrough and I'll talk to you again soon. And I just got the customized vocal for this one, so I'm going to be playing it with an alternative vocal.
Without you it drives me crazy. I wonder where you've been lately. That you be the one to save me. I wonder where you've been lately. Without you it drives me Without you it drives me crazy. I wonder where you've been